Look, you've seen it. I've seen it. We've all seen it. AI overviews in Google. Anytime you type in a search in Google now, you're going to see an AI overview before you see any website links. And it's completely changing the way that we track SEO today. Since the inception of search engines, we've always tracked SEO with what we call position tracking. So if you type in a search and your brand or website's the third link down, you're in position number 3. And everyone on that page is fighting for that number 1 spot. Fast forward to now, a user types in a search and they're going to see AI overviews, a featured snippet maybe, some FAQ questions, ads, and then position number 1 is actually at the very bottom of the page. And this is what me, you, every SEO person has been tracking for the longest time. But if AI overviews are going to take up 60, 70% of the page right when you search something, what we really should be tracking is how often is my brand or website showing up in that AI overview? And at what point in the AI overview is my brand mentioned? If Google's going to completely change the way that search results are presented, then we need to change our tracking with it. And this is why we built highlighted.ai. This is a tool that helps you track how often your brand or website shows up in AI responses. So if you're an agency and you're tracking SEO for all your clients, you can add them all into this tool, track how often they're showing up in those AI overviews. And if you're a singular brand, you can track and create reports and compare against different competitors. It works for both scenarios, but let's show you how this looks. So when you log in, you're going to see all the different projects you created. You'll just create a project for every brand or client that you have. At first, you'll see some general overviews, and I'll get into those in a second, but let's kind of just dive into how this actually works to begin with. So what you're going to do is you're going to add in a lot of different prompts or keywords or search queries that you normally search or type into ChatGPT, whatever. And we'll start tracking all of these different prompts for you and see how often you're showing up in these AI overviews. You can look into each individual prompt, see how you're showing up for that specific prompt, and then see a prompt history and all that, and even show where your brand is highlighted. But up here, you'll see the actual graph of how this changes over time. Now, this is a market leader, so they're going to show up most of the time in all of these AI overviews. But you can also compare it against other brands in your industry. So for example, this is a smaller company, and we can compare and overlay the graphs and see how this compares to our brand. Now you'll also notice there's different tabs here. So we can look at this for specifically Google, like we've been talking about, but we also track ChatGPT with OpenAI, or Meta, which runs all sorts of different products and services with their Llama model. And we'll likely be adding more models in the future. Now you can add competitors for your different products like I just showed you, and you can see the overviews here as well. So they do well on OpenAI, not so well on Meta, could definitely use some work on Google. And then we have an overall AI visibility, which combines everything together. Now you can add different users into your account. You can also create different workspaces. So if you're an agency and you want to create different workspaces for different clients, then you can do that and add the users into those workspaces. So we're experimenting with a lot of different ways to present the data to you and make this as useful as possible. We also have a reports feature, which will probably honestly be out by the time you're already watching this. In fact, let me show you a mock-up. Essentially, you can create your report, select your dates, select the project that this is for, and it's going to give you a PDF, or you can set it up to be a recurring email report that shows you all of the different graphs and everything like that. And if you're in the right plan, you can add your logo and make this more of a white label thing. But that's the general overview of highlighted.ai.